Good morning. Good morning. Okay, just adjusting some things while I start. All right. Good morning. How are you? This is Maggie Chula, and I am here on the Om Times Institute page to share with you some information on the classes that I am bringing today. I'm just going to take a moment and I'm going to call in my beautiful circle of light. As I have shared with you in the past, I do that before we go live. I guess there's just a little bit of some fixing to do. All right. So, as I welcome in you into my sacred circle, as I welcome in the masters, and the angels, and I feel their presence with me, I'm here to talk to you today about a very important subject. The classes that I am teaching this month for Om Times are on grief, the spiritual teacher. And it seems, as usual, these beautiful beings of light knew exactly what we needed. Because I was told this a month ago, that the month of August was going to be a month of fire. And when they share with me fire, remember I have very simple clues with these beautiful beings, and fire always means passionate emotions. So they asked me to talk about grief. And I would like to welcome you in. And if you want to share with me where you're from, I would love that too. My name, as I said, is Maggie Chula, and I am a sacred channel of wisdom and light for the Akashic master teachers. But I call myself a healer of the soul. So on Facebook, I am Maggie Chula, healer of the soul. And here's why. I have spent my life healing. Now, many of you have too. Most of us have. But maybe it hasn't been as obvious to you as it was to me. I had no choice but to heal. Because if I didn't, I would not be walking today. So, I have a very strong determination to succeed in life. And to me, let me just say, success is being happy every day. Now, how does that go along with grief? Well, grief comes to all of us. And I would like to say hi, Bernadette. Thank you for saying hi. Grief comes to all of us, whether we want it to or not. It started long ago in our psyche, and it is something we are here to learn from. If you're a human being or an animal or a living creature on earth, you're experiencing grief. Now that can feel like a stretch for some of you. And for many of you, you're going to know, resonating right in your chakra system, the truth of that statement. I want to share with you where my wisdom comes from. I am in tune with my soul vibration, and I will bring you there too if you come and join me in one of my classes. I have a class tomorrow night, and it is called Grief, the Spiritual Teacher. And my teachers are these gorgeous beings. This is my book, Open the Doorway to Your Soul. And I want to send a shout out and a thank you to all of the thousands of people who have been downloading these audios from my website. Thank you so much. But the teachers have told me I need to go further than that. I need to teach their lessons. And the number one lesson for all of us to learn is how to manage grief. How to identify it, how to know where it resides in our bodies, and how to move this vibration into a sense of love and compassion for ourselves, for the people who have caused us grief, for the situations or events that have happened that have caused our hearts such pain and anguish. Now, when I say grief, what is the first thing you think about? What is the number one thing that comes to your mind? For many people, it will be the loss of a loved one, somebody you cared about so much who's no longer here, and you can't talk to them. I will address that, but I will address that further in my second class, which is later this month. This month, the one we're having tomorrow, is going to be to help us experience grief in so many levels and layers that we don't even know that is what is driving us. You experience grief when your expectations are not met by another person. You can experience grief when your team doesn't win. And I know that might seem like, oh, Maggie, we're talking about two different things, but we're not. I work with archetypes and I work with energy. I am a healer for the soul. And on a soul level, grief is a vibration. It's a vibration. It's a teacher. It helps you know when something isn't working in your life. It can be your teacher doesn't understand you. Your boyfriend doesn't understand you. You don't have a love that you want. Your dog died. It can be any number of things, but we all experience it. It can be that little child who's grieving because they're not getting the love and the attention they need. It can be everywhere. And all of those vibrations find a place within your energy that settles within your body and lowers your vibration. Okay, so grief, the teacher, is here to help us open up to the experience of love. When you grieve over something, that gets your attention. That gets your attention and you say, I don't feel good about this. This makes me feel sad. You might even cry buckets of tears like me. And then you feel cleansed. After you've experienced this grief, after you shared emotions on it, there's that cleansing moment that comes, right? And then you have to look back at what happened, the loss of a loved one, the loss of a goal, the understanding your friends are not the people you think they are. And you get a moment of wisdom. A moment of wisdom from your soul that shares with you. But can you see this from that higher perspective? Now, we don't have to go very far to grieve. I grieve almost every night when I turn on the news. And it's not a good experience. I don't do it because I'm in love with grief. I do it because I want to know. I want to be aware so that I know where I can send my heart energy. That's what I do. I spend hours lately with the earth in meditation, sending light and love and healing wherever it needs to go. If you've studied energy, if you've worked with a shaman, if you've worked with anyone to release and let go of this heavy vibration of grief so you can move forward, then you know there are pockets of relief. And each pocket brings you one step closer to feeling comfort, to feeling love, to feeling whole. Now, I would like to take a moment before we go forward and help you and I build a sacred portal to healing. You see, I know you and I are connected through the vibration, the Akashic vibration of the source of all that is. And my work is on the Akashic vibration, the vibration of the source. And it is easy to reconnect to the source, but it takes your focus. It takes mental focus, and it takes a desire from your heart. For these beautiful beings have shared with me, it's not the words I say, although they're beautiful. It's the vibration, it's the heart, it's the intent. So join me now and take in a deep breath of life. A beautiful breath of life. You cannot live without this breath. So breathe it in and know, feel, sense. You are joining with the highest of the highs. You are in a vibrational alignment with your source, with God, with the beautiful master teachers who are here with you. Building a sacred circle means you understand you are a part of this circle of life. You understand you can connect to anyone, whether they're living or dead, whether they're a part of your life and you can speak clearly to them in person, or you have not seen each other for 10 years. You can speak to people who are across the ocean from you because we are in vibrational alignment together. And if you bring your focus and your energy and you allow these beautiful beings to come into your life and you join with them, you will feel uplifted. You will feel enlightened. But in our classes, we will teach you how to be a part of that sacred circle for others and how to allow yourself to be in the center of this sacred circle so that this love, this light, all the love that can be had flows right to your heart, right to your heart, right to that part of you that is experiencing deep loss. Deep loss, a disconnect from who you are, is grief. So, take that moment and breathe and think of this. What does grief mean in your life? Where have those patterns been? What is it that disconnects you and you are once again not in control? Not in control. I work with many beings, both human and in other forms. And my human clients and students know that I believe there is a higher vibration in the world that we are all connected to, that Akashic vibration. And that grief, when we're experiencing it, while it feels we are less close, while it feels we're disconnected and we're empty and no one can see us or feel us, that's when your guides, your angels, Mother Mary, dear Archangel Raphael, come to you, share with you, hold you in their light and in their hands and say, you are worthy. You are seen. You belong here, and we will hold you until you feel that release, until you feel that vibration lift, and you can once again put joy in your heart, knowing, oh yes, I have a purpose. Oh yes, there is more to me than this life. I am uplifted in my heart, in my soul, in my spirit, and I am one with eternity. Now I cry, remember? But there's something going around on Facebook right now that agrees with me. Crying is cleansing. And in our class tomorrow and the class the end of August, you will probably cry. Bring some Kleenex. But each time, I want you to see this, you are allowing that grief that is within your body, that some people feel is in your lungs. And I think it's in everything. It's in the inflammation. It's everywhere. This grief is being released, just as if it were a balloon that you're popping, and you're letting some of that energy out. You let it out, you lift it up, you let it be cleansed. And according to Mother Mary, it comes back to you. It's coming back to me as love from the dear God our Father, as love from the dear Divine Mother, as love from Gaia, our Mother Earth. Those are my trilogy: the Father, the Mother, the Earth. But there are others, as I have shared in many of my classes, which you can find on the Om Times Expert platform. So many other things are tied into it. But when you can find that thread that says, he left me for another woman, or I wasn't good enough to be a part of that play, or it took me 3 times to get my driver's license, whatever it is, it's a grief. It's a grief. And we'll talk about the stages of grief which have been shared with us by many masters. And we'll share with you a few more. Because they say, teach and write what you know. I know this deeply. But I'm getting better at being able to be in that vibration. And I know I can be there and hold that vibration of light with you. So when I shared with you, come build a portal for healing, I mean come and breathe in that breath of life and let yourself feel the energy of the source of all that is coming and surrounding you, going right into your lungs, into your heart, into your body, and sharing with you, yes, you can hold this, you can do this. You may have lost someone recently, and that will feel fresh, and you may be upset that I could put that level of grief in with someone who has experienced nothing like yours. But that anger is misdirected. That anger, that's a part of grief, okay? There are so many layers to grief. One is anger. I get there too, absolutely. But we need to start to see, what is my anger directed towards and why? And where was that original seed that caused this deep level of grief? I have a way that I will share with you at the end of the month on, that class is called From Grief to Relief. That one, I will share a process that I use to bring people we have lost into this circle, to communicate with them, to connect with them, to be able to know in our heart and in our mind, we are connected and we are heard, and we can hear them also. So I'm making a distinction between the class tomorrow and the class the end of August. The class tomorrow, we will hold a sacred circle, and we will do a healing for you, with you. And everyone who comes on to that class live, you can share with me through the chat What is it you're here to heal? What is that grief? And we, the master teachers and I, will come and help you feel in your heart the relief that comes from allowing that grief to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be shared. To be shared. And know this is very family friendly, because every person you meet in your life, every animal knows the grief of separation, because that original separation happens when you're born and you are disconnected from your source. Now, you chose that. I believe that. And I can help you through many things, but I'm going to focus on understanding and identifying the trigger of grief. How do you respond with it when you are ignoring it? When you're pushing it back with a big wall saying, no, I am not grieving the loss of you in my life. I don't like you. You don't treat me right. Even with that vibration, that intensity, those thoughts, that's grief. Somebody doesn't like me. I did something wrong. I'm not acceptable. Come, join me. Let's heal this. Let's build a bridge for others to heal. Let's admit it and feel those feelings. Please come. Don't take something to take your mind away from it. Bring your mind, and I promise you, the angels will be here with you. I promise you, the universal source vibration is here flowing in your heart. I promise you, Mother Mary, White Tara, Lakshmi, all the divine women that have been on the earth are here with us, helping us learn love and compassion for ourselves, so we can share it with others. So when someone dings you, instead of closing off and saying shutting down, you go, I just felt you share something with me that hurt me very deeply. Can you share with me why you did that? Now, I don't say that all the time, and it's a difficult thing to do. But the more I do it, the better I am at knowing, was it my interpretation? Maybe they didn't understand because they weren't listening with the same ears I listen with, which is what happens. We're not the same, but we share in the same archetypes. We share in the same energy patterns. And the greatest one that causes us illness and disease is grief. Grief needs to be respected and understood. And I am offering you a chance to come to this platform, the Experts on Om Times platform, and learn this too. So come, breathe that energy in again, and let yourself focus on a person, event, a thing. What is it that you choose to release right now? If it's a person, bring them into your mind and let them know, I'm sorry. You are wounded. I'm sorry that we have this rift between us. But I love you, and I see the divine in you, and I see the divine in me, and together we will move forward and be okay. Now, if you can say those things and mean them, there is a shift that happens, a peace that comes to your heart, and you will feel better. as I said, I want to thank everyone who's been going to my website and downloading Open the Doorway to Your Soul. This is a book of channeled messages from the master teachers of the Akasha. I have a backlog that I have not published, and I will. I have identified 54 individual unique voices that are coming through to share with you the same simple message. You are divine. You are here for a reason. You are not an accident. You were meant to be. You are a sacred part of this whole, and we honor you and bless you. So once again, my name is Maggie Chula, and I am a healer for the soul. I am here to help you learn patterns and ways and systems to bring your life into balance, to bring your body into harmony and health, divine health, which is your right. And I hope you join me tomorrow or whenever you see this. Go to the experts platform and look for Grief, the spiritual teacher. I promise you, you will feel better at the end of that hour than you do when you start. So thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And I hope you like this video and you share it with others. Share the information. There is help. There are so many beings of light here that love you. Namaste. I will see you again. Bye-bye.